Right.
Got it.
Here we go then, guys. Finally, we are going back into this one. We are really, really sorry, guys, for that wait. And thank you so much for staying with us, as it is time for just game 2. That's right. We're going to see it's going to be Giants versus Epsilon. In case you had forgotten, or if you have just joined us, you've missed a bumpy ride. But we're ready to go. And we're going to be seeing how Moose, Reedy, Rated, and Joe battle out against the Spanish of Methodz, Lgend, and the boys, Tojor and Eupho. Here we go then, 10 seconds on the clock. We've been seeing it kind of again and again, but this, my friends, could very well be it. And we can finally get this game underway.
Okay, so straight away, I'm going to go back on... In fact, no, I'm not choosing Eupho because every time he does, something happens terribly wrong. But I'm staying on board with Moose, the granddad of Epsilon. Here he is, the Pharaoh in hand. Let's see what he can do. Going into map number 1, Epsilon versus Giants.
Yeah, we'll see how far they can get with this one then. 50 seconds on that one, and we're going to already be seeing some early contention. Lgend just walk on in, Rated onto Methodz as well, going back and forth as you may very well expect. Nice from Eupho coming in from the low. This is going to be good movement from him as he's going to try and maneuver around. Kuda v Kuda. Reedy comes out on top of that one. And we're going to be seeing an early start for Epsilon. In fact, very strong start. This is unusual. We're going to be seeing them get close to 20 without too much contention from the Spanish.
Yeah, they've obviously used the time wisely to see exactly what the Spanish are doing at this kind of kickoff of the game. However, you know, can they come back? Spanish are in the hard point at the moment. They're going to bring things level here, 13 apiece, if it doesn't contest it. But yes, it does, as the rotation's got to come in 10 seconds. Let's bring that mini-map a bit bigger for you guys as Tojor on your screen. He's the man to watch, and it looks like the Spanish have rotated that little bit quicker.
Okay, let's see where they can go with this one. It's going to be straight for Tojor, and I mean, we saw how strong he was holding this one. He too has opted for the Kuda, taking a little bit of a leaf out of the book from his teammate Eupho, and there he is indeed. You can see him on your screens now. He's going to be holding this one steady. Easy pickup for him towards the laundrette area. 45 seconds and counting on towards this hill, and they're going to start to try and accumulate a lead. Rated had a challenge, but they're coming in 1 by 1 at this point. Yeah,
not something that Epsilon usually do, and it's really favouring the Spanish here. Moose has just picked up a frag. Let's see what he's doing. He's taking his time, and I like that. You know, he's not rushing things. Does get taken down by the euphorious Eupho, if that makes sense. 9 and 4. He goes down as well. Tojor on your screen. It just seems like Kuda's all round.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you saw the Vesper band away, and this seems to be the alternative they've chosen. Pharaoh was available, but no rapid fire seems to have turned people off. Now, 47, and the rotate's going to start to come in. I mean, this is going to be a case of who can get there fast, but also who wants to take those kind of last few points. It looks like Epsilon are going to be gifted to them on a silver platter, and we have to see how that rotate works out for them. Of course, going from kitchen over towards that kind of flower box / hazard area. There is lots of kind of warning signs surrounding it. Never know what those flowers have on them.
Exactly. But once again, key thing to notice here is the first, you know, the middle one, everyone's, you know, even playing field for the first rotation. The Spanish got it. Second rotation, wow. The Spanish have got it again. However, these Brits are not giving up easily. They broke the hard point, and they're the ones getting the points at the moment. Reedy has that heat wave. Kuda as well. Long barrel attacks, that's a favourable attachment. One that I will certainly be using as he takes down another player, Reedy. On a bit of a streak here. Oh, he gets taken down from behind. Must have heard Tojor. Let's see what he's doing. Gets taken down as well.
Yeah, good movement, and there are 2 heat waves available. It's nice to be able to see heat wave used both offensively and defensively, as we had an opportunity there from Reedy. Didn't choose to use it, though. Instead, though, Lgend working that AR and working well. XR2, though, a little too weak to exchange with Rated. Now we're going to be seeing what Tojor can do, and he just seems to always be trading it out 1 for 1. And Epsilon have really made a really solid start onto this rotation. The next, of course, starting towards that greenhouse, and this was where we saw Giants start to get their lead. They actually held onto this incredibly well previously. Let's see if they can do it again. Yeah,
and once again, even though I must outline the score, Epsilon have the lead at the moment. We see the Spanish quicker on this rotation. Maybe the Brits are, you know, the Brits here of Epsilon, maybe they're just confident in breaking the hard point.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you can see that they have got the kind of tools in their disposal. They've got the fraggers as well. It's all so very close, almost inseparable. Joe, the only real kind of anomaly with just 6 frags. Everyone else kind of close to 10. And we are going to be seeing the dart ready this time for Eupho. He's only 100 away from the rest, or rather for his lightning strike. And oh, I like this angle. They've spotted him. He can, of course, dart underwater if he is under a little too much scrutiny, but not enough. In fact, he darts underwater, but he's a little dead. Now Tojor finds 2. Could very well be another one, but Reedy couldn't take him down. 3 for Tojor before he finally was eliminated. And look at this. Just like what you said. We said it was going to be Epsilon's lead just for a second before Giants again take control of green.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time we've seen this rotation, and every single time the Spanish Spanish are just so good in this kind of water glass area, if you like. And it kind of comes around Eupho, Lgend, slaying around. He has this dart. I do want to see if he uses it. I don't know when is the best time to do so, but we'll try and catch that if we can. Tojor, though, again, with this CUDA, opting for the long barrel. Gonna try and breach in here as it is all even going into the second rotation. Now gets taken down by Reedy. Let's see what he's doing right. As he dies, I'll jump on board with Rated.
Yeah, he does have himself a Scythe ready as well. Rocking the HVK, you know, the Scythe could be very nice if he needs to keep this one safe under a lot of players. A little too many, actually. I was asking for the Pharaoh. Moose is delivered. He does start to bring that one into this one. Of course, 40 bullets in the clip. It's good if for those lot extended battles. And now, talking of extended battles, that's 2. He's still got 12 left. He could keep fighting. The kinetic armor's keeping him alive. And he has escaped on the hunt for more.
I love the armor when it comes up. It's just like this kind of like a silver glow around them, which can't be penetrated unless a lock comes in as it goes. Again, all even at 1 and 3 apiece. Epsilon taking a couple of points for the scrap points here. But who's going to be quicker on the rotation? Let's see what Eupho's doing. 21 of 14. He's doing something right as he has the most time. He has a minute under the belt of his name on this. And again, the Spanish have the hill.
And he has kinetic armor. This is going to be exciting, folks. That's a big frag onto Reedy. A second as well, not a third, as he did pop his kinetic armor. It wasn't quite enough, though. And we do see a Tojor with a heat wave primed and ready to try and keep this one safe. Legend's done a whole lot of the work for him, but Moose did manage to break the hill. He's going to continue to do so for a long time. Reedy there to back him up, and this is looking good for Epsilon.
Yeah, Moose is going to try and back up his teammates here. He's opting for the Pharaoh, usually an assault rifle player, but we talked about this map being a close quarter combat area, and he's opting for the Pharaoh, doing absolute work for it now. Doesn't get the kill. Reedy trades with him. He's still alive. Making the second and the third, and the heat wave comes in. Reedy lighting up this, you know, underground tent / camping kitchen. I don't know what it is.
I'm going to call it kitchen. That's a full-on kitchen in that corner. It's going to be kitchen from now on, but now it's 10 seconds left, and we are going to be seeing Epsilon try their very best just to, like, they don't even care about those scrap points. You can see they've completely abandoned it. They more care about both the exit, I was going to call them frag, they are exit frags, as well as, of course, getting that rotate nice and quick.
Yeah, Reedy here is giving up the rotation because he's 25 points away from the lightning strike. If he can make 1 kill, he can wipe out that whole area with the lightning strike. Really well played. I'm going to stay on board with him, seeing if he can pick up this kill.
Yeah, and the lightning strike can completely clear out. This is an open hill. It's very easy to catch with the lightning strike. He's gone and got it, and he's going to be able to clear that one out. Make the call to his team, get out of dodge, and he's going to get a slay as well with his HVK.
Yeah, he's actually going to use both his score streaks here. Isn't going to make a kill with a single one, but it does eliminate the space for the boys from Britain to get through the hard point. 155 to 123. Epsilon taking the lead now. 3 minutes left on the clock. However, Reedy going a little bit slow. I want someone more in the action. The man is Moose.
Yeah, the man is most definitely Moose. No longer kind of being that anchor you previously dubbed him. This time, though, he's not going to be surviving long. Tojor with a double. He seems like time after time, again, we see Tojor with that CUDA and demonstrating just how easy he can break hills. Yes, he's not at the top of the scoreboard, but the franks he is accumulating have been incredibly influential into Giant's success. I say success, currently at a deficit.
Yeah, Reedy has gone for the 8-kill streak. I saw he was on the streak. I didn't actually notice he has the Wraith available, and he's called it in, and he's called it in at the perfect time because he's in this open spot. There's openings in the roof. This is going to be bad news for the Spanish. Can they hide? Can they get in here and secure some points? Let's see what they can do. Well,
we saw the power of the wraps from Tommy. It wasn't actually as influential as we expected. Let's see if the Wraith can change our minds. That's now already. We are going to be seeing one come in. It's going to catch Methodz, and it does just mean that you have to be a little extra careful from the Giant side of things, and it gives Epsilon a lot of room to maneuver. And talking of that, you're going to be seeing the kind of stark contrast to the first rotation, where we're going to be seeing Epsilon take firm control of Green Room.
Yeah, Epsilon seem to be stepping into their comfort zone here. They're extending the lead. We're talking about 50 points going into the 190 mark. The rotation's going to come in, and it's going to come into another place where there is holes in the roof. You guys at home, you know, it's not all undercover as well, so this Wraith will be utilized very, very well. Gotta say though, Reedy, 29 and 21, a minute and 17 on the clock for his team, and he's still getting more kills. Gets shut down by Eupho. He's dropping 32. He gets taken down by the Wraith. Tojor, what are you doing? How are you getting back into this game?
He's been so good at breaking these hills. He doesn't have Heat Wave available. He doesn't have Life available. He just get taken down by Moose. And now we have to see what Lgend can do as the Spanish need to maintain this one. This is a very crucial point. They need to either constantly contest or capture this one and get those points on the board. We are going to be seeing Heat Wave using every point. And now we're going to be seeing this constant back and forth, the trading of frags, 35 points and counting. It's going to be Epsilon who did step on for just a second. Moose put his hoof in towards the middle and is only going to be there for a second because now Reedy turns up, actually takes down Joe. He's just kill hungry at this point.
Yeah, got to say, Reedy really stepped up his game here. 34 kills, more kills than anyone else in the lobby. As the rotation, he's got to come into play. It looks like it's coming a bit earlier for Epsilon. Interesting to see because we've seen the Spanish rotate much earlier than Epsilon. Epsilon with this kind of almost safety net below them with that kind of score lead that they have. They've rotated early, they've got control of this kitchen area, and Moose continuing the dominance there, taking down Methodz. 30 kills to his name now.
I find it very interesting that they rotated so early, considering how, you know, short of a distance it is to travel. Maybe they just want to get themselves set up. Nice use of the heat wave to pick up a frag he most definitely would not have acquired otherwise. Before Eupho and Tojor start doing what they do best. It's the Kuda brothers as they're coming on in, and we're going to be seeing a potential double there. Reedy was a little unsure, but I think his teammate did it for him. It was Moose alongside him that managed to pocket that one. And now Epsilon closing in on that 250. 250 is going to be the scoreline. It looks like there's absolutely nothing Giants can do there. Miles away, there's one man left with a possible chance of contesting. It's not going to happen, and we do have ourselves a winner in the start of this best of 5.
Yeah, and that is going to go to Epsilon. A lot more dominant shown there from themselves. I mean, we saw it last time, a lot more even. However, the great thing that I like about Epsilon is look how much time each of them have on the hill, how good the other teams are. But Alex, straight into it.
Straight on into it, and look at Reedy, all guns blazing, and those guns primarily will be Vespers, you'd expect, with that Protect coming in. M8 was taken away by the Spanish, and a quick response means we're going to be seeing a lot of SMGs roaming around Stronghold.
Yeah, M8 taken away in high caliber, of course. So we might see the XR2 feature again. We saw the Spanish opt in for that one. Eupho eliminating the option for overkill. So, you know, those combos of snipers and SMGs will be taken away. And Joe also adding to that, the concussion will not be available.
Yeah, you expect to see usually the flashbang follow that one, especially when you get, you know, the room I'm thinking of is that kind of bedroom towards lab,
yes,
where you just, that is so tough to clear on the attacking side without a flashbang or something to get you in there. HCXD taken away, it's been very prolific in search and destroy. As expected, flashbang will follow. As you know, especially as a defensive player, you do not want to have that risk and be forced to, you know, pick up that tac mass perk.
Yeah, with the big one for that is the HC car taken away. Tojor doing that, so we might see more darts if people can rack up the kill streaks and unlock that. We see rapid fire taken away.
A late one.
That's the last one. Yeah, it was. But one that we always see. You know, it's never really protected, but we always see it eliminated. Obviously, people do not want, obviously, those close quarter combats with like a rapid fire Vesper. Now that is a game changer.
It truly is, and I mean, we talked about the game changer as well in the form of Tommy. Let's see who can step up to the plate in this game and see who can change the game for potentially the Giants, try and get that first win on the board, not only in the series, but of course, in the World League as well. But as we start to see these picks coming in, anything that stands out to you mostly, Phil?
Looking at a search and destroy game, you're gonna see your active camos, your overdrives, glitch. I'm a big fan of that. So looking at seeing rated, but nothing unfamiliar. You know, this looks like they've gone back to basics. No specialists were taken away from them in the ban and protect. Interesting to see. No one's opted for heat wave, which we do sometimes see as well. So I'm going to be looking at Joe and rated once again. You know, overdrive and glitch are ones to watch out for, but the only difference is, I'm looking here, is Psychosis and Glitch. Is that right? Yes, it is. Obviously, active camo, kinetic armor, and overdrive used on either side.
Yeah, and I mean, the Psychosis is an interesting pickup. With Heatwave being available after being such a highly contested ban, I feel like I wouldn't have been surprised at all to see maybe Methodz go for that first pick, Heatwave. But no, not interested, and instead he's going for that Psychosis. It can, of course, be used in multiple scenarios, both in terms of like survival when you're under pressure, but also as an offensive way to kind of break into a site and try and clear out your corners. You send out golden men, or as I've dubbed them, or you got your clones, of course. And they do try and push on in. But still, as we do this, let's once again run down the rosters for you guys at home. These are going to become very familiar names as we do continue to dive into the Call of Duty World League. For the Giants, we have Methodz rocking Psychosis, Eupho on active camo, Tojor's on overdrive, and Lgend is on kinetic armor.
Yeah, on the flip side, though, the British squad, Reedy, taking the active camo, Moose with that extra armor, and Joe using that fast-paced overdrive. Rated, though, opting for something a little bit different here with Glitch. Going to be interesting to see how that pans out as the guys create their classes. Obviously, you've got to change with the game modes being so different.
Yeah, and I mean, this is already, it's kind of the reactive response usually with your classes. Like, okay, hang on a second. He got out a Wraith last time. Let's not forget that, right? In his score streaks, he had a Wraith. That was real confidence. I'm saying he, of course, it was Reedy that had that one, and he managed to pull that one out of the hat almost, a bit of a magician. Do you make sure you create a class with like a kind of a rocket launcher to make sure you can get that Wraith out of the sky as soon as possible?
Potentially. Yeah, I mean, you've got to think, you know, if that comes into play, I've got to have a class, but you've only got so many classes. Well,
right.
You've got to have your submachine gun classes, your braking classes, and it's a tough one to choose, but, you know, you can't have everything
of course, this
at the end of the day.
Of course, not relevant in Search and Destroy, but just in general, I'm interested
to know. You know, someone might pull out a Wraith in Search and Destroy.
That would be absolutely ridiculous. But more so just in general, I was intrigued to see whether or not that would become relevant. Still, here we go, guys. It is our second in a best of 5, and it's going into S&D Stronghold.
Yeah, and that is first to 6 for you guys at home. The plant and defuse time of the bombs will be 5 seconds for the plant and 7.5 for the defuse. So always keep your eye on the clock. Of course, only 1 minute 30 per round. So, you know, these aren't long, drawn-out rounds. These are quick, fast-paced ones, especially if some First Bloods can go into action. Eupho ready on the sticks here. He's using the Vesper, of course, that is available. Let's see what Tojor's opting for. Vesper, XR2 for Legend, and Cuda. Interesting one, Methodz. I'm going to stay on board with him because he's opted for the Cuda instead of the Vesper. Oh, gosh darn it, Methodz.
He's just completely thrown you under the bus with that one as he has gone and picked up the Vesper instead. Now, though, Tojor, seeing what he can do is he's already found one frag. He's pushed up quite heavily, quite aggressively into that bedroom we were talking about, suggesting how difficult it can be to break in for the attacking team. But now look at them. Straight away, they're in. They have control. And now they just have to peek around towards lab, towards that table, and just try and clear out that angle, an angle that will be so... Oh, he's gone aggressive. These two players are going to try and clear it out. And Tojor, if he holds this angle, if he's patient... Oh, the timing! Welcome to Call of Duty, Tojor. That, my friend, is not fun.
Yeah, that's what we call COD timing, and that's when it really comes apparent. You've got to be able to watch the right way at the right time. Method's going to come into Moose. He's watching the right way. Now, Legend's in a 1 versus 3, and before I finish my sentence, Epsilon taking round number 1 very, very comfortably, but I love it. It's not defensive. It's not passive. Epsilon said, yes, we're on the defense, but we're going to come at you. We're going to come fighting. The best thing about that is they actually lost one of their players, first of all, to Tojor. So they were in a 3v4 and still came out of the round.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so crucial, especially, you know, on a map like this. Getting that opening kill on the attack usually is like a massive step in the right direction. A leap, no less. Didn't work out for them this time, and now it's Epsilon's turn to go on the attack, see if they can go for 2-for-0 into this one. Giants looks like they've taken a much more defensive stance here on the second half. You can see that all 4 of them kind of gathered around that A site, and I can't believe it, but Joe is going to be getting that bomb down, and this is a problem. Yeah,
I like the way Joe just walked in there. He didn't even check his corners. It's like he almost knew where they were. Method's picking up the first kill, drawing first blood here as Reedy falls.
He off to?
But he has planted the bomb. Now, this is where, is he going for the wraparound? He is. He's in a 2 versus 3 now. Bomb is down. Let's see someone on the defensive side who is near the bomb. Legend. Could he go for the defuse? It doesn't look like he's going to go for it.
Intel. He just saw Joe. That's going to be a big one. Yes, he's in trouble now, but I mean, 20 seconds. They know the time is against them, and they're going to be seeing what Reedy can do from the lab. Not enough. Eupho finds him with the assault rifle. Now 14 seconds. They need to get that defuse. Joe just has to play the time. It's a Vesper from long range. It should be enough. Finally get... Oh my god, he hasn't got the shot! Eupho picks up the frag. The defuse will come in, and that should have been his.
I've got to say, Joe, you're a fantastic player. What happened then? I thought he was shooting him. I really did.
That did look like it was on him. I mean, you can see Eupho very quickly. His teammates probably screaming it like, I have to hold the defuse. Get me, get me. And we did see the Man of War turn up in a big way and shut that down.
I love that. It's almost like that famous scene of a film where it's just like a bodyguard taking bullets, diving in front of him.
Bro.
Exactly. Eupho did it, but Joe, I must say, you had the time to make the kill.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, he could have even swapped to his sidearm. An MR6 could very easily have picked that one up. I wouldn't have been surprised if it actually was more effective than the Vesper at that kind of range.
Of course, but Methodz 1 and 2 at the moment. He's the man of the moment. He's using the Man of War. Staying back a little bit. A lot more passive this attack. Obviously, their last attack, they didn't win, so they've changed things up. I like it. There is some fire going down, though. Tojor, he's going to have to reload. Going to flick back on board Eupho. Aiming down sights in the middle.
This is... Oh, he's made a mistake there. The back was turned. They could have very well have just gone completely unnoticed. Instead, though, he's made a whole lot of noise, and he's going to come into contact with another one. This could very well be a big frag. Reedy caught with his pants around his ankles, and actually, I think he's expecting this frag. Gets the trophy system. That's some points, and they looks like the Epsilon players are getting out of dodge as this early first blood could very well lead to a very quick plant on towards B. I say quick. 40 seconds left on the clock, and still no bomb gone down.
Yeah, Mano War in hand, though. Rated's got to even things up. A massive pick for him, but Eupho shuts down Joe, as we do see a 3 versus 2. The Spanish have that numerical advantage. 30 seconds left. This is where it gets interesting, Machine.
Oh, they've turned it on its head. They're not going for B. Instead, they're going to go all the way around, take the chalet plant on towards A, holding angles. 19 seconds. Finally, the bomb's going to go in. It does come down to a 2v2. Make it 2v1. Rated's got the frag. It's all onto Tojor, and he's got no time. He needs to find frag, and that's a gorgeous glitch just to keep himself out of dodge. There comes Moose with the frag. 2-1, and Epsilon keeping this one very neat and tidy.
It was a gorgeous glitch. However, was it needed at that stage? For me, sitting here, you're in a 2v1. You've got your man back up. The bomb was down. Was it really needed?
If he'd have conceded that frag, you saw how close the other man was. You could have easily seen that frag and a plant, like or that frag and a fake and a kill. Like that, it was a safe one. It was a bit of a, it was a bit of a kind of over expense. I mean, you're not going to see that glitch for a while now, but I think it was a risk worth taking for Epsilon. It ensures that round goes their way.
100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. However, Moose is going to come straight on to Eupho. Eupho diving out their own, building on the defense. What a ballsy play from him. Rated though, trying to answer back. He's going to see Methodz. Down.
How is mid control getting given so easily to the attacking team? That's another time we've seen people just walk up middle.
Yeah, I think the only thing is when you're peeking out, when you're defending. Let me just highlight over one of the players here. It's Lgend. He's in the B bomb site. If there's a sniper rifle at the other side, you're very, very open, and a lot of people don't like to do that. You can defend B from the stairs where he's going. So that mid control is almost given up, but you've got to watch your angles. Let's hop on board with the attacking team. Let's see what. I was going to say Race is doing right at 5-3, shortly to 5-2, 5-3. Now, what is Reedy do? Playing sneaky.
I like this. Reedy could actually kind of manage to get himself all the way through towards that garage. He's going to have to, if you checked above him, you'd actually find one. In fact, I think he's going to go for it. Oh, he's got a good idea on this one. Peeking towards kitchen. Bullets aren't quite where they should be. Finally does find the body. It was Eupho down. The bomb does go in as well, courtesy of, I believe that was his teammate Lgend, as that one has gone in. And now we see Lgend, Tojor, trying to keep this one under wraps. It's a 2v2. Lgend repositioning after his bomb planting antics. One towards Reedy. He's tagged him up heavily, finds the frag, and now all onto Joe, all onto his shoulders, and just 27 seconds to do so. Overdrive won't help you here, bro. It's all about those frags, and he started relatively strong with a tag. That's not enough.
Yeah, Joe's actually, he only needs to defend the bomb. I think it was him who planted the bomb, but I actually thought it was them as well. He takes down Lgend with the overdrive. He's done the wraparound, and now he can play the clock perfectly. Check this at 7.5, and all he needs to do is make the kill. He's checked it, he's done it well, and Joe has clutched up. And that is 3-1 in favor of Epsilon.
Why was I so confused? Was it the timer was under Giants? That's what confused me.
Yeah, I think because I have the controls. I was flicking between both of them. But what it was Lgend didn't plant the bomb. He was kind of defending it. Joe got the plant in, and then because it was a 1 versus 2.
Sausage, excuse me.
I was flicking between...
No, it's not your fault. Alex is a silly bean. But still, 3-1. Epsilon picked that one up, and a great clutch from Joe. Despite me and my shortcomings, we can still go into this one with a smile on our face, as Epsilon are starting very, very strong. Lgend going for that mid-control. We were talking about this before. He's been playing the defensive and the offensive side towards middle. He's certainly found a part of the map that works for him. As we're going to have to try and see how far they can maneuver through this side. Looks like they're going to be taking that passive stance, which you've been highlighting a lot more about Giants when they're on the offense. Yeah,
and you saw straight away the engagement in the middle, almost kind of what you were talking about, was why don't they kind of watch middle? They actually did exactly what you said, but they came under engagement. But the great thing is now, if I just highlight the player there on the minimap, Reedy, he is watching this middle now, and he's got it covered, which is really good for Epsilon. Let's jump back on board with the Spanish, though, see if he can do anything on the attack. But for me, Epsilon seem to have locked this down a lot better this side.
Yeah, this looks like a tight hold as well. You know, you need to check your corners, and I don't think Eupho's going to be checking that one. Look, fortunately, his teammate's got his back. It was Methodz who finds that one. And now 35 seconds, and they still haven't got the bomb down. Pressure's starting to mount for Giants. You have to remember that 5-second plant time as well, as they still haven't made too much leg room, and there's a whole lot of defensive players still to deal with. I say that. One's gone down. It was Rated, as Eupho does connect with his man of war. 20 seconds. The bomb needs to go down on B now.
Yeah, but Joe's got to answer back. Methodz is taking down Legends on the 100% full flank, taking down Joe, shooting him in the back. He didn't stand a chance.
Though, they need to get that bomb down, or they get the frag, and Moose is causing problems. Now it's just a game of survival. Stay alive, Moose, because that bomb is not going to be going down in a hurry.
It's a 1 versus 2. The bomb has been planted. All he needs to do is stop him, and he has came to play. Can Moose make the 1 versus 3? He's killed 2 of them, Machine.
It is all onto Tojor then to keep this one alive. He does have the advantage of the bomb being down, but still, 35 seconds and counting. The defuse 7.5, as he is just roaming around, and so is Tojor. Tojor knows it is just a game of survival at this point. Battle of wits. He even has overdrive. I mean, that just makes that flank all too easy, all too welcoming. And actually, if he's not too careful, he's going to get caught off guard. He's shooting bodies. Come on now, Tojor. Keep it cool. Keep it calm. Keep it collected, because 17 seconds, 10 seconds really. really left for Moose to play with, and Tojor's just done laps around him. He's hunting the frag. He's going to get it. He's got time. Oh my lord, he's done it. Moose has picked up another round for Epsilon in the face of adversity.
That is one to watch back on the replay reel. 1 versus 3 for Moose. It was very, very down to the wire. I thought he'd blown it, but when he just went around that corner, he saw him in the back. But for me, biggest mistake, what was he doing? He panicked. He shot that dead body with a pistol, and it wasn't intentional, I've got to say. It wasn't bad manners, if you like. It was him just thinking, there he is. No, he's not.
He was like proning, defusing the bomb, I think.
Yeah, and if he didn't, he wouldn't have given his position away. Moose wouldn't have been able to make the kill. But hats off to Moose. Great 1 versus 3.
Yeah, but that's gonna be so tough for Giants. Like that was a round. You know when you concede a clutch, like 3 players were still up against 1. You just like, guys, that was it. That could have been 3-2. Now 4-1, and that just looks a whole lot different and looks a whole lot better for Epsilon. Of course, now just 2 rounds away. 6 being the magic number, and I see kinetic armor for Moose. He could easily break into these sites now with that available. Yeah,
he's got the XR2 available. Strange choice, because if he's going to be pushing into A, you're going to want that close quarter combat weapon, and is XR2 the right choice? Maybe he's one to stay back. Let's jump on board with Joe. He's got the bomb. Been a bit risky, though. He's got the bomb, and he's actually venturing in. He's cleared the room out for Moose. Teamwork makes the dream work. Moose picking up the first kill. Methodz falling. First blood falling to them. Moose picking up a second, and Lgend answering back.
Oh my god, that's 3.
Is the only one alive. Can he do the 1 versus 3 machine?
Let's see. Down at the opportunity does rise for the Spaniard. He is in trouble. A lot of scrutiny towards Garage. He's just going to be teamworked. It's going to be the RK5 of a Rated that does collect that one. You can see just how powerful this pistol is in that close range. You can see Rated actually, had the MR6. And he managed to find that frag. He was under so much pressure, though, that he needed to not have Rated there. If he could have escaped into the building, get some regen, and kind of calm himself, we could have seen an incredible 1v3, but no hope, no cigar, and Epsilon 5-5.
Yeah, we love to see those clutches come in. Great play so far. However, last-ditch attempt. Could this be Giants' 5th map round back-to-back where they lose? No, what is this aggressive push right through the middle? I've got to jump on board with someone a bit further up. It's going to be Tojor, backed up by Eupho. How aggressive is this?
There's absolutely 0 defensive players watching middle, and so they just kind of put 2 and 2 together and realize this is a quick way to take control of Chalet. I say take control, they have to find frags too, and Eupho started to do so. Not onto Joe, though, as he holds that very nice, excuse me, angle onto the bomb.
Yeah, Eupho taking control there, making a frag kill of his own. Now in the kitchen, going further, and he's spotted that pretty much Epsilon are all sat right at the back. 2 versus 3. Epsilon can end this right now. 5-1 at the moment. Kills coming down, and that is it. Epsilon take this one 6-1 in great fashion. Epsilon seem to have taken that little break in between games and have, had a bit of a chat, thought things over, and what a way to end things there. Epsilon back in the game. That is fantastic for them. And 2-0 in this. Could we see Giants falling once again? Could this be another 3-0?
Oh, man, that's a...
Deserve to be here, and I think they will. I honestly think they will. They've had a tough week so far, but let's concentrate on the game in hand. Epsilon versus Giants straight away here. Fringe uplink. Tojor taking away that M8.
Overdrive following that one, as is Active Camo. So Specialist being a bit of a target for both of these teams now. It's kind of more common than not on uplink. It's one of those ones where really Specialists can make a huge difference. I mean, those 2 points can really kind of separate the good from the great. And if you can use that Active Camo right, if you can use that Overdrive right, those extra 2 points can really be game defining, I think it's safe to say.
Of course, Man of War taken away by Methodz. Moose taking away the notorious High Caliber. And coming in 6th place here, Eupho taking off the Vesper. That should really be a lot sooner if it's going to come in. But Rapid Fire as well taken away by Reedy. Very, very standard stuff. Interesting to see what will be the last ban from Lgend. It could be a Specialist, could be another weapon. It's one that I can't predict. It is the VMP. So we're going to see Kudas, we're going to see Pharaohs, we're going to see a lot more variety brought to you guys. I'm thinking Kudas, Pharaohs, XR2s, maybe a HVK thrown in the mix just for you, Alex.
And maybe a Man of War. Was that taken away?
Just taken away, unfortunately. That was by Methodz. Probably a target ban towards the guys on Epsilon.
Yeah, we've seen Methodz as well being very good as well with the assault rifle alongside perhaps Lgend. But then again, taking away the other SMG, VMP taken away, which does kind of almost say, hey guys, we can play Kuda really well. Let's see if you can, which is something we're going to have to keep our eyes on. You said Pharaoh as well. Love being a bit of Pharaoh. However, no rapid fire does kind of take quite a bit away from the Pharaoh in this one. The draft is complete though, and they're going to go ahead and start customizing their classes while we once again take stock of what this Specialist draft has produced.
Yeah, running through those lineups for you though. Epsilon, Joe taking the Annihilator, the one-shot pistol, Rated opting for that robotic arm, the Scythe. Moose, extra armor for him with the kinetic armor, and Reedy with the heat wave, making sure when he's running that drone, he can stop the enemy right in their track.
Yeah, and I mean, it's that kind of problem where, of course, when you are running the drone, when you are the one holding and possessing it, you cannot use your weapon. And so that the real beauty of Heatwave is that you can no longer take that fight. So hell, you just pop that Heatwave, they're stunned, and you can continue on your wild ride, hoping that, you know, reinforcements arrive before that Heatwave does expire. Tojor has exactly that. Methodz has brought in the Scythe. Eupho rocking their kinetic armor, of course, that survivability, especially when running over that drone, running that drone as fast as you possibly can, as well as trying to hunt him down. There's two uses for kinetic armor, and we'll probably be seeing both in this game. That's, of course, in the hands of Eupho. And for Lgend, he's got the Annihilator. He's going to be matching up with Joe.
Yeah, mirror match here, so no excuses for the people, or the team, should I say, that loses. And they're going into this. They've got exactly the same weapon choice. They've got exactly the same specialist. Who's going to come out the winner? Epsilon could solidify their spot at the top with another victory. Can they make it a 3-0 and shut down the Spanish Giants? Or can the Giants fight back their way into it? Can they get a couple of games under their belt? Can they make the 2-0 comeback?
I mean, that is the question. The biggest question for me is, can Giants just finally get a win? Give them a map. Otherwise, they're going to really have a tough week ahead of them, where they basically just have to sit there and practice and just really try and work out what and where on earth it all went wrong. Giants yet to see any of those 4th or 5th maps available in the rotation. Still, though, they're about to jump onto this one, just the score streaks to go. And when it comes to Uplink, what kind of score streaks are we talking here, Phil?
Uplink, score streaks for me, you're going to be seeing, I mean, some players will opt to use the lower kind of scoring ones like Joe. He's maybe not going to rack up loads of kills, so we might go for the HCXD, we might see the Dart. But for me as well, there's so much choice. I'd love to see more of the Wraith. That would be great, but probably not. And then you've got your Stand, you've got your Hellstorms, you've got your Lightnings. We saw previously on the last Fringe Uplink, it was, who was it? I think it was Zed, who used the Hellstorm at the, no, it wasn't, it was Quicker. Hellstorm at the right time, and just rained fire and stopped them at scoring a point. But I'm going to walk you through Fringe Uplink. I'm sure you guys have played this enough online. If not, get yourself online, because the score limit is unlimited. 5 minutes either side. And of course, that respawn delay comes into play as well. Let's stay on board with the Giants. Can they get back in the game? Eupho, putting Akuda in his back pocket. He's pulling out the HVK Lgend as well. Rocking that. Tojor with the XR2. Looks like an assault rifle. Yeah, dominated here. Maybe it's a different game stance that they're taking. Okay,
look at this. And then you can see Joe was kind of willing to take that fight, cost him his life. And you can see if Tojor's going to... Oh, is he going for the war run? He can get a 1 point from here. This is going to be great. If he's lined it up perfectly, he has. And that's going to be such a quick start. And Giants, they have definitely rehearsed that one.
Yeah, I almost kind of take a deep breath and I just make a little laugh to myself, because that's so kind of from the practice ground, if you like. That is something that they've tried time and time again. And it's brilliant to see Giants do that straight off the bat. But Reedy trying to answer back here. Has the drone in hand and he has the teammates available to back it up. This has to be a 1 for a minimum. But can he make it a 2? He's going for that 2.
Where's the defense? Who is that? He's going to be kicking himself. Eupho too late with that melee. It doesn't matter, you showboater. That's going to be nothing. And Epsilon immediately just bite back harder as they pick up a 2-pointer.
Yeah, for me, they were aiming at the wrong player, and it was Reedy, I think, who snuck by, making the 2-point play. Moose still alive, gets taken down by Methodz. However, the drone has been thrown into the enemy base of the Spanish. Looks like Epsilon are up to their old tricks and trying to finish this one right here, right now on game number 3.
Yeah, and of course, the scary thing is for the Giants is if they pick it up, they don't have their weapon available, and they can very easily just be scooped up back by Epsilon. They want to get it out of bounds, if anything, or start a run for themselves. And we can see it is going to happen. Eupho grabs that one. Methodz cannot keep his teammates safe, as rated just a little too strong. Joe does exactly the same thing as well, and this is not looking too good for Giants. Those spawn timers can cause havoc here in Uplink.
Yeah, key thing for me is rated. He doesn't worry about the drone. All on his mind now is killing absolutely everyone. That's what he's doing. Eupho answers back. Moose has this drone. Going for a bit of a sneak play. Is it going to be the 1 point? I don't think he's doing the right thing for the 2-pointer. That's for sure. Running into the Spanish wall that is Tojor. 5 and 3. Gets taken down.
He had Heatwave available there. Maybe you just didn't think that the run was going to be successful. He knew that his teammates were not there to back him up. Didn't want to waste that one, that specialist stun. Instead, though, Rated's going to try for a 1-pointer. Good defensive work from Methodz. He's been very, very instrumental with that assault rifle. 5 frags for him and 5 for actually his entire team, bar 1. As we see HCXD coming in and landing right slap bang on the skull of Eupho. As Moose following up with that one with a frag and taking down Methodz. A bullet to his brain from the Pharaoh. And 2 minutes 40. We're about halfway through this first half, and we are going to be seeing a bit of an exchange on train.
Yeah, Moose there. Great play. Does get taken down eventually. Joe, though, solidifying his spot in the team with a HVK kill. And it looks like Epsilon They're just locking down this trains, but Lgend too smart for that. Picking up 1 kill, gets taken down by Joe, who's picked up the drone. None other than Moose. He's making plays towards the drone. This has got to be a 2-point play, and yes, it is. 4-1. Epsilon, they're extending their lead, and he's near his score streaks, Alex.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to play this a little safer. He has kinetic armor. He needs to keep himself safe. I wouldn't be surprised if he popped it. No, not interested. He's gone. And that's all that progress he did make towards those streaks is no more. 2 minutes then, and Epsilon are sitting quite happily on that 4. It was so kind of impressive to see Giants pick up those early caps. And now we see Eupho perhaps going to try something different. He's going for that long, long wall run, keeping it nice and high, nice and safe. As he changes his mind, realizes there is no one there to clear it out, no one to make those kind of entry kills that he so much desires. He's going to come into contact with one towards Barn, but he's going to get away with it, and this could potentially be 2 if he can keep the armor. He's got kinetic armor. That should very well be 2, and it's going to be 4-3. Beautiful execution from Eupho, using that specialist absolutely perfectly. Not
only making the plays, but he's still alive. Teammates getting the kills. The drone's gone in hand again of the Spanish. This is where they can come back. They've locked it down. The site is not going to be enough for rated, as the HC car is unlocked for Eupho. Surely he's not going to make the 4th kill. No, he doesn't. Moose takes him down. But where is that drone? It's got to be played. Can't even jump on board with him, but luckily enough, they didn't score the point for me, because I would have looked silly there. But Moose, he's grabbed it for his team, put it out of bounds, has that kinetic armor.
Okay, we saw how powerful that can be. Maybe we're going to be seeing him make that run next. Only 60 seconds, though, here in the first half. We'll have to see what they want to choose to do with these final few moments. Legend's already brought out the Annihilator to play, and he's found 2 with it already. We'll be surprised if he can find another. He still has 4 bullets in the chamber. Wasn't going to find that shot. Instead, though, Eupho is running it. We have to wonder if he's going to go for just the 1. He does, and he throws it out. Doesn't quite connect, though. That's actually quite surprising, considering how effective Tojor was just a little earlier on with it. And look how cautious he is. He knows that they're going to start to rotate. Is he going to be picking up 2? No, he's still cautious. It's going to be 1. We saw the attempt at the save. Who was that? Reedy diving into it towards the... what do we call it? The uplink?
The portal, uplink, they're both correct. However, the main thing is, though, it's 4-4 and everyone's level here. The Spanish have got right back into the game, really putting a few kills on the board. Can they extend this? Can they take a lead going into the second side?
It's really good to see the equalizer coming in. This game really is quite literally neck and neck. 18 seconds left on the clock, and Joe's considering a 1-point play. He's going to have 14 seconds. It's very, very close. He could just about make this one unless there's absolutely anyone standing in his way. It will not happen. In fact, he's going to get tagged up. This could be more than a 1-point. It's 2. Epsilon finds 6 as this one comes to a close, and that's a solid first half from both.
Great thing is there, Joe, utilizing that G-slide that we've all heard about, but it used up all of his thrust, so he passed the drone on to his teammate who hadn't used any, and that was Reedy who popped it in. In fact, I like what Epsilon is doing because they're using Afterburner. It means they've got more thrust available, and of course you always need that in the back pocket when you're jumping it into the portal. 6-4 though, going into round number 2. Can Epsilon close things out?
I mean, it was impressive to see Giants kind of with 2 different approaches. It felt like, you know, Epsilon's route was more teamwork-based, and we saw more of a kind of the individual play from Giants, you know, individually rushing in with the kinetic armor or a 1-point kind of lineup that you'd worked on earlier on. You know, it's good to see the smokes coming out as well. Actually, that's 2 thrown out by Reedy. That's going to enable him to pick it up nice and quickly and go for a pass. Oh, this is just what I was talking about, and it's gone straight into his hands of his teammate. Moose now has it. He's going to try and make something happen, and he's going to be guarded quite closely by his teammates. Tries to line it up. I'm not sure if that's perfect or not. No, does whistle on past that uplink, and instead just going to be sitting on there loose. Potentially going to be reset, but Moose has something to say about it with the Pharaoh. Oh, it could have been 1. He does manage to throw it out of bounds, I think, as it does reset back to middle.
Yeah, I mean, the kinetic armor there used actually quite well, but more in a defensive manner. He thought, I've got to pop it, I've got to get that drone, I've got to get it out of here, because one thing for sure is they don't want to concede any more points. The HC car's coming into play for Moose as they extend their lead to 7 now. Are they going to run away with it? He's looking dominant. Rate is the one with the drone. Let's hop on board with him.
I think he's considering either the 1-point play or he's going to go for a bit more. Joe's there to keep him safe, and actually Joe's going to bite the dust, so he changes his mind. He's like, nope, not going to get that 2-pointer. Lgend would cause too much problems, and instead makes it 8-4. And the Giants need to start finding a rebuttal. They need to get a response quickly, because I have a horrible feeling Reedy could be doing exactly the same thing again. It is quite literally rinse and repeat. Joe, it all falls down to him.
Yeah, I see that manual pass time and time again to this back barn area, and the boys from Spain are trying to do everything they can to defend. They have the drone, they're throwing it away. The site's unlocked, but Joe quickly shuts down that, as he also shuts down Giants. Eupho, the only one alive, as he does make... Oh no, Eupho's also fallen. Now Reedy has that drone. He had 21 kills, I've only just noticed. Slaying and making the plays here. Really doing everything for Epsilon.
Yeah, great cap as well. Picks it up, and it's actually going to bring out the HCXD. That's going to be 1. It could be another one as well. He's considering it, but he just get pincered in from either side. Methodz finds a rather irrelevant kill at this point with 3 minutes on the clock, and Epsilon's lead just starting to grow, and Giants realizing this curse could be becoming all the more real.
Yeah, and all rated. very much signs of urban here from Infused with the MR6. He's hotting up here. Maybe it's a bit of showboating, I don't know. But see if Reedy can extend that unthinkable. He's 24, and 17. Gets taken down, though. Moose trying to even things up here in the middle ground. Reedy's going to try and do the same as well. Almost just trying to stop the Spanish going anywhere. They're doing this so well as well.
Yeah, you can see that exchange is going to be not favorable for the Brit. Rated did go down, and now, I mean, I'm starting to worry. 2 minutes 30. Giants haven't merely made a play in this second half. They ended on 4 in the first, and still yet to change that number. I see a Scythe is about to come in. Heatwave is available for Tojor, but I don't think he's going to be using that anytime soon because you have to have some teammates alive. Look at that. There's a complete near wipe. Just one man still standing, and it's just going to be taking it in turns. Now Methodz is going to be the one with his heart beating. And Joe, this very offensive hold. He's just pushed straight into barn and completely removed any control that the Spanish may have had. Yeah,
I mean, one thing that I would say, Rated's got the drone here, and I just want to analyze what has actually happened is, usually you'd think your first person to the drone is going to pick it up. Interesting, what Epsilon did was basically say, no, first 3, you can run past it. The last player will pick it up, and the other 3 will act as almost bodyguards. That's what Moose is doing right now. He's got the kinetic armor, makes the kill, but the drone is reset. I don't think he needs to extend the lead at the moment, but if he can hold this for maybe another minute, this could be game over. It could be GG to the Giants. Reedy, though, has that in his hand. Can I jump on board? Yes, I can. Goes for the throw. Can he make it 10? No, he cannot. But a potential 2-pointer could come of this if he can carry on
That's
slaying.
A big frag. Yeah, he's been hunted. There's 2 players there. I think he caught a glimpse of them. He knows he's just got to throw it. He does. It's double digits for Epsilon. That's 10. And now Giants really know they are in trouble. Hot under the collar. That gaming shirt starting to feel a little uncomfortable for them. And they realize they have to try and just make something happen incredibly quickly. You can still do this. There's absolutely no doubt a couple of quick 2-pointers could turn this around for Giants, but it's so unlikely. And the odds are starting to stack up, and the frags in 2 are following for Epsilon.
Yeah, Epsilon, they just seem so well set up, so well practiced for this. Rated has the drone in hand now, 18 to 19. You know, he's doing everything that he's asked for and more, does make it 11. And the interesting thing about this is now it's gone from kind of a 3-play game. And when I say that, obviously 3 times 2 is 6. My math's awesome. But now, with the lead extended to 7, Giants have to make 4 plays.
That's not easy.
Inevitable, you know, really. But I don't think it's able to do it with 35 seconds left on the clock. Epsilon looking to end things right here, right now.
Yeah, Giants just cannot seem to catch a break. As, of course, their first 2 games have really been against the real cream of the crop. You've had Infused, now you have Epsilon. Epsilon are kind of demonstrating exactly why they are considered some of the best in Europe. We're going to be seeing Moose as well starting to slay constantly, using that assault rifle with the RK5 as well. The XR2 commonplace kind of replacement for the M8 when it is banned away in that ban and protect phase. And we can see the RK5 just mopping it up as well. Too easy. H6D just for the last 3 seconds. Could we see a 12? We can. And that's going to be Epsilon picking up the win. That's 3-0. And they make Giants look foolish with that uplink game.
Yep, 12-4. We've seen quite a dominant performance. We've seen, you know, it played very, very well. Giants have given it their all. They're search and destroy. They put a few rounds, well, they put 1 round on the board, should I say. But for me, really, that was a well-played game from Epsilon as they take another win in the league. So week 1, congratulations to Epsilon. They're 2 wins now under their belt, joining XL at the top of the leaderboard.
Yes, the thing's starting to look good for the English teams, it seems, as both XL and Epsilon now are holding that top spot for now. Of course, it is just day